Well, welcome back. Again, another Dutch player. And up next is Jamie's brother of Dave. I've never ever met this guy. Do you know anything about him, Bernie?
I don't really. Apparently he doesn't actually play for Yorkshire County and he's probably a bit of a new boy on
That's
the scene.
the 25.
No doubt encouraged by Jamie to take up the sport and be a bit of a sparring partner.
Well, I was talking to Jamie earlier on, and he said the one to watch today is my brother Dave, and I don't know much about him, but apparently in practice,
That's also the 25.
Jamie doesn't get much near him. So I don't know. He's up for it with a good game anyway. In Benito, because a lot of people know Benito. Another one that's going to be shown on Lakeside.
Yeah.
That's the 25.
Well, if he matches up to near how his brother
It's Dave
Jamie
to
has
throw
just played,
first.
he'll be doing very well.
First leg, it's Dave to throw first.
Dave
Best of order, game on.
Jamie said his brother Dave, he does a lot of stacking on his darts. So it'll be interesting to watch this.
Yeah.
21.
I think that's just his bit of early nerves, that
Yep.
Bernie.
I think so.
I think Benito's a bit more experienced as a
100.
That's better. The way his darts stick in, you can see what he meant about stacking these darts.
83.
Yeah, they go into the board sort of looking as if they're slightly less than horizontal, facing down a little bit,
60.
in a similar fashion to Mr. Phil Taylor's, as I recall, watching his darts, and they lie in the board the same.
Well, I was saying there about Jamie, he was saying he gives him a lesson or two. But like I said, I think it's his first time in front of a
9.
camera, this Bernie, and to be honest, I remember my first time in front of a camera. I think mine was something like this.
180.
That's a great 180 there from Mr. Van der Pass.
$62. Benito, sorry, check 81. Benito, you require 161.
Well, Benito's got plenty of time here. He'll just
99.
he'll just set this, leave 62.
Yeah, I don't think we can really, you can't really explain, if you don't play darts at all, just what the effect of nerves does to the accuracy of your darts.
He should go back up here.
96.
Well, like you
Benito,
said,
you require
he
62.
at 96 there. He should have went treble 20 to leave a 170. Double 8 there for Benito.
That's
That's
game
a
shot
great
on the
finish.
first leg.
On
Benito
62.
Van der Pass.
Going back to that.
Second leg, and it's Benito to throw first.
Every time, the way his darts maybe lie, maybe he didn't feel confident enough to go back up for that treble 20.
43.
Which is why he went for the treble
That's right.
19 again. But it's the only way he could have left the finish was hitting the treble 20. So I don't know how these think. That's a great first start. That's a lot
140.
better. Maybe now he's going to start settling in.
$82.
Yeah, characteristic of the darts as they lay, when they lay in away from the horizontal towards the floor, if they go above the treble 20, very often makes it quite difficult to actually get back into the 20, so they usually do a bit of a switch.
Yeah, that's correct. But
85.
the way Dave's throwing his dart, he throws a lot different to his brother, as we've just seen. Who's just thrown an amazing 109 average.
41.
I can see why Jamie was telling me that he doesn't beat him much in practice. He's got one of those throws where if he's so relaxed, it'll come so easy. But if under a bit of pressure, you can see he does pull his darts a lot.
40. 90.
Oh, 140. Throw from Dave. That's probably the best throw so far in this leg. Nothing else above a ton. So I'm looking for them to make a bit of a move to see who's going to command the leg.
Well, with Benito being in front,
66.
he has left a finish there for 170, which is the maximum finish. With Benito being one leg ahead, he should be...
57.
and
Dave,
with the
you require
experience he's got,
170.
he should be relaxed more than Dave, but Dave's sticking in well here. He's left the maximum shot out. He's just underneath there. As we say, he does do the stacking. That's 40 scored.
41.
That's 41, leaving 129. Benito to put a bit of pressure on here.
54.
That's a check. That was 64. 2019 and 25 is 64.
Well, we've got to go by the call on the MC at the time. If she realises or they pick it up, they'll have to pick it up.
Benito's last score was 64, not 54.
Yes, she has picked up there.
53. Benito, you require 124.
Yeah, it was a good call there by Jude Johnson. Seeing the
79. Dave, you require 76.
but it's difficult here at the control to actually put the score right, even though we might know it's wrong until it's actually been called down there at the board.
Is it going big 16? Double top. To make it level, one each.
That's
great
game
start.
shot on the second leg. Dave Willson. Third leg, and it's Dave to throw first.
Well, we'll see if that's given him a little bit of confidence to turn this game into a little bit more exciting. It's been fairly steady so far.
100.
And that's a good start.
It's right there. I mean, averages never show true games of games of darts.
60.
As we see there, Benito is on a 78.23 and Dave's on 68.54. And it's Dave's first time he's ever played in front of someone like this. But he's starting to settle down now.
84.
As I say though, Bernie, I think it's just a bit of Yorkshire gritty. he's got.
60.
Yeah, I'm sure you're right.
Benito's suddenly gone asleep.
I think he has gone to sleep.
I seen him earlier playing a few of his games, and he was never out of that treble 20.
25.
And looking at him now, he looks. He doesn't. Again, like I said about Willie earlier on, he didn't look
58.
relaxed, and now suddenly Benito's the same. Maybe they went for the same breakfast or something. I don't know.
Well, this is the last 16 match for this particular tournament, the Darts Corner Open.
81.
And the next round from this will be on Saturday in the finals, playing all the quarterfinals
96.
of both tournaments on Saturday.
I'm looking at these throws. I mean, he's got a very steady throw, but he's nothing like his brother, as we've seen in James. But that's great.
129.
What's Mr. Vanderpass going to be doing here? He's got to go 18s.
57.
Again.
Dave, you require 82.
He's left the maximum shot out. Well, Dave should be going for bullseye here on this 82. It's a 25. Big 17 to leave double top. 57 left. Oh, he's hit the treble. That leaves double three. And he's
That's
hit it.
game shot on the
That's the only way
third
to
leg.
go.
Dave Willson, fourth leg, and it's Benito to throw first.
Well, I couldn't have laid that last dart any better if he'd have tried.
You know the say, don't you?
78.
If you hit a double, any double counts. And to hit double three after a treble 17, it's very rare that I say that.
Well, I always think the more difficult doubles to finish on are the ones opposite to where you've
43.
scored. So if you're down at the 17s and you've got to go up to the 12s or the 20s, I think it's a much more difficult switch, whereas the 17 maybe down to the 3.
81.
Well, sometimes what happens in... I mean, he didn't mean to leave that double three, but if you've only got one dart in your hand and your opponent sat with something, you've got to throw for it. Other times you will never leave double three.
That's
You'll
right.
also you can go double two, or if he was a bit in front, he'd bust it rather than throw that double. It's one of them doubles
125.
that people don't like to throw at, but he took that very well.
83.
And you know that's Bernie, about averages never win your games. Benito here, he's on a 76.50 and Dave's on a 73 average.
Yep.
And he's winning, so...
Yep, Dave actually
85.
increased his average over this last leg
Exactly.
as well.
He is picking it up. We can see he's picking it up. But I think the more he relaxes on this, the better we'll see from him.
80.
But coming from his brother, James, telling me how good he was, he doesn't beat him in practice, James. So, and we've just seen a smashing game from James. Maybe there's a lot more to come from this guy.
Yeah.
34. 59.
I think we've seen before where brothers have played each other at home and in a relaxed environment, the underdog wins a lot, but if they don't compose themselves
83. Right, Benito, you require
stage.
120.
they don't quite do it.
That's unlucky. That's the treble 20.
40.
That.
Dave, you require
Yes, Benny, I understand what you're saying
131.
now. I've got a brother also called Mark, and when I used to play with Mark at home, he used to give me a lesson or two. He was a far better player than I was. Far better player. But the only thing he didn't have was the mind for the game, and a game of darts now, it's all in the mind more than throwing at actual darts.
45. Benito,
It
you
plays
require
a big,
80.
massive part of the game. Is that double 10? It's double 10 to level things up.
60.
That's
Dave, you
unlucky.
require 86.
Well, Dave's going for treble 18 here. Should be going for treble 18 for double 16.
Just outside.
We should be going 18. Bullseye. Oh,
61. Benito, you require 20.
this is to level things up. It's just on the wire. Even must just deflect off this time. Oh, he's just inside.
10. Dave, you require 25.
Chances here now to go 3-1 in front. We've got the 9 to leave double 8. Just inside double 4.
21. Benito, you require 10.
You can see the nerves settling into these guys. He left double 4, double 2.
Double 2.
6. Dave, you require 4.
It's a crucial leg, this, Bernie.
It is. I think this is going to all pivot on this particular leg now. I think if Dave gets this one, he'll be in a strong position with his lead in the next leg.
He's taking his time here. If he uses that stacking system.
No score. Benito, you require 4.
Two outside.
No
Three
score.
outside.
Dave, you require 4.
Well, this is them nerves, Dave. Bernie. They're both under so much pressure here. It means 3-1 easy.
First game shot on the 4th leg.
So
Dave
Benito's
Willson.
on his back foot now, Bernie.
5th leg, and it's Dave to throw first.
Yep, and Dave has the dart, so if he plays anywhere near his best game, I think he's going to take it okay.
$100.
That's a good start.
Well, this is Benito. This is how I know Benito. Benito's a lot better than he's shown here.
97.
He's not throwing his best start here. He knows that, and that's why he keeps looking down at the floor. He knows he's not playing his best start. Now, he probably doesn't know Dave, and it's hard to play against people that you don't know. You'd rather play somebody that you really know.
Not sure what to expect, I'm sure, but he won't be giving up. That's for sure.
59.
Benito, if I know, he will be trying his hardest now to fire back into the game.
140.
That's a great reply.
$100.
That's a useful 100.
$60.
Well, Benito's not really building on that 140, 97 start, so Dave with his throw on this leg looks like he's going to
41.
Well, Benito's got a chance here.
Yes, I was expecting Dave to probably just sort of get within the range of finishing range.
60.
He's left to finish.
Yep.
Well, Dave's got to put a pressure on this.
He wants at least a ton.
That's a great first start. He's left 81. He's going 57 or 45?
45.
That's
no.
good. That's very unlucky, that,
129.
Bernie.
Benito, you require
He's left
144.
72.
60. Dave, you require 72.
Treble 16.
Oh.
For double
Be a good
12.
finish.
It should be treble 16. Or does he go treble 12? He's left 64. It's 14 and bullseye for the match. He's at the 14. This is for the match. Bullseye. Yes, he's left the bullseye for the match.
game.
Great dart.
Shot. And the match,
Straight in the
Dave
middle there,
Willson.
Bernie.
I have to say, I did have reservations about the amount of time that he took over there. It was good that he did actually sort of take the time, as it turned out. But sometimes when you give these things too much time, you just sometimes lose the edge. But obviously Dave didn't on that one, and capitalised on that.
Well,
finished.
as we say there, Bernie, it was a lot of pressure in that game. Benito there struggled with his scoring with a 68-81, and Dave Willson there, Jamie's brother, 68-82. I reckon he must go and have a tip from his brother. What do you reckon?
You couldn't really sort of bet that those scores, that the average scores there would have been the same. They're just .01 difference between the two of them. But the score reflected the big difference, and it's 4-1.